Set for a start, flag goes up from behind, all clear. Gates are back. And away in racing from the 1,600 meter mark, and Keep It Secret was just a little bit slow into stride. We'll have to race from the back end of the field. Admiral Dooley, one of the first ones to respond. Montien on the outside, right up there in a handy position in second. Battle on the inside, Raolis Stellini, who's racing away in third. Deep routes on the track. We have Narina Chidron, who's pushing forward to go and join one of the early pace setters further back to the Club Blue Salt of Hasta Magnana, who's racing about 4 lengths off the early leader. Battle on the inside, Raolis Double Charge, who's racing alongside Blackberry Malt. Future Swing, the grey salt with the pink cap, is next best, racing about 8 lengths off the early pace. Then comes Keep It Secret with Sugar Mountain further back in the field to Pardon Om. Solar Power, one from last, and last of all is Navy Strength as they're about midway through the turn, approaching that 800 meter mark, and out in front, Narina Tridron's won the battle for the lead, shows the way by about 1 length. Along the inside rail is Admiral Dooley in second, who's just a little bit all over the place for now. Montien in third, going deep at the moment from last to first now is Nevada King, who's on the improve, pushing past runners. Further back in range to Sterlini with Montien, then comes Blackberry Malt, Sugar Mountain alongside Double Charge and Hasta Magnana. Something's gone amiss for Sterlini as they're at the top of the straight with just over 500 meters left to go. And out in front, Nevada King's hit the front. Narina Tridron trying to peg back the meters with alongside Blackberry Malt and Sugar Mountain, who's racing deeper out on the track. Along the insides, Montien as they're into the final 200 meters. And at the moment, it's Nevada King who's in front. Narina Tridron trying to cut back the deficit. Deeper out, Sugar Mountain is running a big race into the closing stages. It's a three-way go. Nevada King, Sugar Mountain quickening up at the right time. Narina Tridron, Solar Power switches out, is also running on smartly. Sugar Mountain hitting the front. Solar Power closing down to the wire. Sugar Mountain gets there from Solar Power. Then came Narina Tridron further back in running alongside Nevada King. The winner, number 12, Sugar Mountain, the grey body with the blue sleeves, the blue cap, about 3 from the left-hand side. Alder de Meer for the Candice Bass Robinson team, bred up by Mouton Soot and owned by the ASSM Racing Syndicate nominee Mr. Chada. Now becomes a 6-time winner from 16 starts. A few people obviously doubting the 1600 meter trip, but certainly proves them wrong here and wins going away, number 12, Sugar Mountain, the winner for the last race of the afternoon.
Race 8 has been won by number 12, Sugar Mountain, son of Silvano. Well done to Zenakaya Maheshi. He receives his 1,000 Rand from Hollywood Bets, and also thanks to Cape Racing. Candice, well done.
Thank you.
I know I mentioned in the preview that he's your favourite horse, and I thought a good ride from Elder to win a mile.
Yeah, we this morning, I mean, obviously it wasn't the first time that we're going to run this meeting. He drew 1, and then when we had to renominate again, he ended up drawing worst of the worst at 12. So we were deliberating as to whether to run him today or not. Under the conditions, nothing's really been running on today or the previous meeting, so it was always going to be a hard task, but we thought we'd just have to give him, you know, the benefit of the doubt and drop him in today, and, you know, hopefully he could make up the ground. I think they went pretty slow today. In fact, they went very slow. And, you know, he's got a great turn of foot, this horse, and he's just improving all the time, Vicky. He's a very athletic little horse, and, you know, he's always been a good-looking horse, and I think with lots of ability. And, you know, he's the kind of horse I think that, you know, a small little feature somewhere along the way is not out of his reach.
Well done for the win and ending the meeting for Nahano.
Thank you very much, and well done to Arun and to Warren. You know, I couldn't give them huge amounts of confidence today from the draw, but I think he ended up winning a really good race today, so well done to them.
And Candice, also just to mention your win in KZN yesterday, well done. Lovely to have you competing up there.
Thank you. Yeah, Vicky was my first run up in Natal. She's a very smart filly, and that was obviously a prep run for the Group 1 at Scottsville. So I think she won that pretty impressively on yesterday, and yeah, I think she should be able to be competitive there. But a nice start to the season. Thank you.
Well, we look forward to following you. Well done.
Thank you.
Elder de Meyer Jockey Award, Sugar Mountain. He was Elder watching the race. It just seemed quite difficult out there. There wasn't much pace, and it was quite tight.
Yeah, Vicky, past McDonald's on Tuesday, and by 7 o'clock, I just wasn't sure. Yeah, back to him. I was going to drop him in. I thought bad draw, over a mile, sticky going. Can't really fancy his chances. Giving weight away. Looked like smart sort of field. I think quite a couple of these also were able to compete in feature races, and I thought he had his work cut out with the conditions and everything surrounding him, and everything looked uphill. But I must say, I was going to drop him in, and he had his nose in the V today, and this boy wants to run. And he popped out, and immediately he was the first horse at the gates, and I thought I'm just going to have to take my chances and sit him in somewhere. And it was an extremely sedate gallop, and as I wanted to loop them, Grant started looping before I did, and I thought, rabbits out the hat, and we just got to abide with what we got. And Grant skipped away, and I thought it was the right move at the time, but I had a lot of horse under me. They kind of turned it into a sprint, and I had a lot of horse under me. But going down to the start, I've never felt this horse like this. Came back and I told Candice, now if he continues to improve in the fashion that he's improving in, he's definitely going to be a future horse somewhere down the line, and that's not out of his reach. And I'll be surprised if he doesn't win the future before his career is over, because he moved down so smartly and he's just getting better with time. And I know it's taken a long time, but I think there's a bit to look forward to there.
Well, he certainly proved that today, so we'll keep an eye on him.
Yeah, definitely. I think the way he canted up to them, he's still getting there and just not quite going through with it fluently, but I think he's still maturing. So I think he's going to learn how to do that properly at some stage. And once he does, like I say, he's going to be a decent penny to have in the pocket. So well done to the Basses, everyone involved. We were scratching our heads whether we should take him out here or just take our chances. And we said we're going to treat it as a gallop, and a nice way to end the day off. So to Arun, Mr. Rippon, everyone involved this was. I'm sorry we couldn't give you guys too much confidence, but as you could see, stacks were odds were stacked against him, but he managed to pull us out of a bit of trouble there. So on a mission syndicate, Drakenstein, everyone involved, thanks so much.
Elder, before you go, just to mention Drakenstein, well done for a lovely win in KZN yesterday.
Yeah, they've got a lovely string of horses at the moment, you know, and then they always turn out these good horses. And as I told Kevin, it makes your job so much easier. And Candice really just does such a magnificent job with these fillies, and even though they're not at their best yet, they're still giving a decent account of themselves. And that was a very smart win yesterday. I think it'll bring that filly forward quite nicely, and we're looking forward to a really exciting season, and we're optimistic that we'll have a good one.
Well, all the best.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much to Elder for his comments, not only on the improving number 12 Sugar Mountain, but also on the upcountry winners. With regards to Sugar Mountain, he's a son of Silvano. Well done to Candice Bass Robinson for training, Mutansuk for breeding, and well done to all the owners involved. Lovely way to round the day off. And in Elder's interview, he mentioned Grant looping the field. We'll get more comments with MJ having a chat to Grant regarding Nevada King.
Yeah, thanks, Vicky. Pulled Grant for a reason. Grant pulled out wide. They were going very slow, and pace in the race is crucial, and we could see it in this race. A couple of horses were rather unlucky.
Yeah, it's one of those horrible races to ride in, especially a horse like mine that he was travelling quite hard, and with the pace they were going, he just didn't settle. So unfortunate for Mr. Boortz to be watching. You know, obviously you can't be too happy about that, but I mean, that's racing. If they go faster, my horse gives a better turn of foot. It's just unlucky that I had to be the one to go around because we were going absolute crawl.
I think, Grant, at the time you did the right thing. It's just unfortunate that it worked out like that. There's a whole lot of horses in the race that pretty much didn't have their option and got stuck. Yours still ran a cracker.
He still did. You know, if he didn't pull the way he did, he pulled for about at least a furlong or two, and I couldn't hold him anymore. So, you know, it was either that or me fighting him most of the way and him running into the ground anyway. So I think I did the right thing. It's just unfortunate that he took out all that energy earlier on, because if he didn't do that, he probably contest the finish.
Yeah, one of those races where you run it again and again, you're going to get a different result, and it could have been your way or other way, but it's unfortunately how it works out.
100%. That's why we always we fight another day. Hopefully, Boort still loves me upstairs, and Justin, but these things happen.
I see you closed the gate.
I closed the gate, but this time I didn't obviously take it to the line, unfortunately.
Grant, thanks always for coming to chat to me. Grant van Niekerk rode Nevada King. Not only also was a bit unlucky, he made a move, went around, and have a close look at this race. A couple of nice horses, and there's definitely going to be a bit of form out of it. Lovely day's racing. Thank you to Cape Racing for moving the meeting. WSB World Sports Betting for sponsorship. Fantastic day's racing. The results were a bit rough, but that's why we're racing. We're going to the replay of race 8.